Welcome back, or if this is your first time here, welcome in. I am so happy that you're here. I'm Coach Shondella, relationship and communication coach, and you're listening to Focused and Flourishing. If you've ever thought, why am I trying to connect while they're shutting down? This is the episode for you. Because today we're talking about emotional overwhelm versus emotional avoidance. So let me start with the moment you might recognize. You're in a conversation. Maybe you're standing in your kitchen after a long day. Maybe you're driving in your car, and maybe over text. And you can feel it in your body before you can explain it. Something shifts. Your chest gets tight, your heart starts racing, your thoughts speed up, and you're trying to find the right words. And across from you, the other person's energy is shifting too. Maybe they get quiet, maybe they look away, maybe you can even feel them pulling back. But you're leaning in because you're looking for connection. And they're pulling back because they're looking for an escape or relief. And right there is where our mind starts filling in the blanks with whatever. One person may be thinking, "Oh, I'm trying. Why do I feel so alone in this?" And the other person often slightly thinks, "I want this to go so well. I don't have the capacity right now." And if you've been there, just take a breath with me. In that moment, the lean in and the pull back is where a lot of couples tend to get stuck. So today, I am here to help you name what's happening so you can stop guessing and start responding with more clarity and care. Because what looks like disconnection on the outside is often two different nervous systems having two different experiences at the same time. So once you can see that clearly, you stop making it mean something hurtful. Because when we don't understand what's happening in the moment, we tend to do two things. We personalize it, we push harder or shut down faster. Now, let's slow it down and put language to both sides. On one side, you have emotional overwhelm, which is when your inner world comes online all at once. All the emotions, all the thoughts, feelings, memories, sensations, everything is loud and immediate. And you may notice urgency, not because you're trying to be dramatic, but because your system is actually saying, if we don't address this now, this will keep building. And in that moment, you reach for the conversation the way you may reach for a handrail because you're trying to steady yourself, steady the moment. When you lean in, you're looking for clarity. You're looking for repair or for connection. Now, let's talk about the other side. You have emotional avoidance, which can often uh, uh, look like not caring. But most of the time, it's not that you don't care. It's you're saying I'm flooded. I got too much going on. And yes, it can sound like I'm overwhelmed too, because I just don't know how to process this right now. And instead of leaning in, they pull back, but not to punish you, but to protect their nervous system. They may get quiet, shut down, change the subject, or try to end the conversation altogether because they're working hard to regulate what they're feeling internally. And when overwhelmed, and avoidance meet in the same conversation, both people end up hurting. The person leaning in actually feels rejected, and the person pulling back feels pressured. You might hear yourself thinking, why won't you talk to me? And they might be thinking, why do we have to do this right now? Like, I need a minute. And that can leave neither one of you feeling understood. Like, nobody feels understood in that moment. And that's where the disconnect is. Not because of a lack of love or care, it's just a mismatch in timing, capacity, and regulation. I hope this is making sense. Now let's go one layer deeper, especially if ADHD is a part of your story or your partner's. Because ADHD can change the pace of emotion and the pace of processing. For some people, feelings rise really fast, and it takes longer to sort out what those feelings actually mean. Because for many people, staying present in the middle of emotional rises can genuinely be hard, not because someone is unwilling, but because their brain is doing a lot all at once trying to regulate all of this. So what you might label as avoidance could actually be someone trying to slow things down internally so they don't say something that they'll later regret. And what they might experience as too much could actually be you reaching for reassurance and closeness. And now you both are misreading each other. And that's where frustration starts to build. Then resentment, and then over time, this can all turn into distance. But not because you don't care about each other, but because you don't fully understand what's happening in those moments. So here's a shift I want to coach you into. Excuse me. So step one, before you go deep, check capacity, check with them, check in with them. And I want you to say this gently, but clearly. I want you to hear this gently but clearly. Not every moment is the right moment to have a deep conversation. I want you to hear that clearly. Not every moment is the right moment for a deep conversation. One more time. Not every moment is the right moment for a deep conversation. Now, that doesn't mean you avoid it. It simply means you approach it with pacing so both people can stay regulated and present. Instead of leading with urgency, we need to talk. We need to talk right now. Try a capacity check that feels collaborative. And here are two simple phrases you can borrow. Thank me later. You can say, hey, is this a good time to talk about something? Or you can say, do you need a minute? Or can we stay here together? That small shift can change the whole tone of the conversation because you're not forcing a vulnerable moment upon the person. You're building safety inside of it. Because when people feel safe, they're more likely to stay in it with you, even if it is uncomfortable. Now, before we wrap up, I want to offer you a quick self-check. Something you can come back to the next time emotions are rising. Awareness doesn't fix everything instantly, but it does interrupt the cycle. So here's a question to gently ask yourself. When things start to feel emotional, do you lean in or do you pull away? And then ask, does the person you're with understand your pattern without making it wrong? I'll say that again for y'all. When things start to feel emotional, do you tend to lean in or pull away? And does the person you're with understand your pattern without making it wrong? If you don't talk about your patterns or these patterns, you'll keep guessing and guessing and guessing. And guessing usually sounds like judgment. But when you name what's true for you, I lean in when I'm scared, or I pull back when I'm flooded with emotion. You give the relationship a map. And when you understand each other's wiring, you stop taking it so personally. You pause, you check capacity, and you choose words that invite instead of words that corner. And that's how connection starts to rebuild, one regulated moment at a time. All right, let's leave it there for now. This has been episode 5 of Focused and Flourishing. And if you're watching on YouTube, take a second to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And tell me if you're the one who leans in or the one who tends to pull away. And if this spoke to you, share it with someone who might need it, or just sit with it for a minute and notice what it brings up for you. And if you're ready to do the work on a deeper level, connect with me at Shondella at the-ece.com, or you can connect with me on social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, using the @ Coach Shondella or Coach_Shondella. And this is just a quick reminder. This podcast is for coaching and educational purposes only. It's not a substitute for therapy or professional mental health treatment. All right, that's a wrap. I'll talk to you in the next episode. And until then, stay aware, stay attentional, and keep choosing connection.